Hey, how you guys doing? What's going on? Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. I got some tales to tell you guys about Dwight Howard. If you guys did not know, he is a big NBA player, and recently he was in some scandals with other men, honey. Mind you, this man have about 15 different kids by different baby mamas, unwed, and it's just sad how people don't care about marriage anymore and doing all this fornication, and you see what it costs. You see the confusion that it costs when you are out here fornicating and not being married. Well, his baby mom, one of them, is speaking out. She felt that she has been played and used. Dwight Howard just came out with another woman. People are shocked about it because they say, oh, I thought that he liked it men. Honey, the devil is a liar. Yes. You know, God made it everybody to be with a man, and man made woman. You understand? In the Bible, it states God made man and made woman as a helpmeet. So I don't care what he have done in the past. Naturally, he want to be with a woman. Okay. Now, honestly, I think he's playing games. He's using these women to distract the public from him being with another man, because the community see that as disgusting. Okay, so he wants to get his reputation back in good standing by using these women, and these women are so desperate they love to be used as another prostitute. It's another form of prostitution. They see money and they see baby checks, and then there you go. You know, they don't have any self-respect. God ain't in them. Okay, they don't have because if God was in them, they would go for a godly man, right? And we know he is of the world. So you already know, like people say, who you chose as a mate, it speaks volumes. Who you lay down with, it speaks volumes, and it tells a story of you, especially when you don't know these men, especially when you're unwed. And what does it does to the kids? He got all these baby mamas out here, and you gonna lay on your back behind them? It's just reckless. And then you get hurt, and you want to play victim. Well, I want you guys to watch this video. You guys know we are a reaction video, so make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot, and let's see what this video have to say. It states that she is exposing him for being a homosexual, which we already knew that. But let's just see what it takes. Okay, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot.
I walk in the house, and that's when I see all the paraphernalia on the table, some with peanut butter, and I'm like, hey, hi, mommy. I'm like, you okay? He was like, yeah. And I'm like, what's wrong? Nothing. And then he asked why his dad was being so mean.
Because his son made her boyfriend's son him off. Yeah, inappropriate misconduct of a minor or something like that is the charge. Yeah, I'm just curious as to where the son could have gotten it from, because that's predatory behavior.
Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the Dwight Howard allegations are real. If you don't know, Dwight Howard is being accused of SAing another man. Police documents were just released.
Whatever I'm doing in my bedroom is my damn business. Whatever you doing in your bedroom is your damn business. That ain't for everybody. That ain't for no websites. I don't gotta tell nobody where I put my wood at.
Just when you thought things couldn't get any messier in Dwight Howard's personal life, he made headlines by getting engaged to a woman. And let's just say, the reactions have been all over the place, mainly because rumors about Dwight's sexuality have been swirling for years, from stories about his secret relationships with men to a highly publicized lawsuit by a man who accused him of an unconsensual encounter.
So Dwight Howard is engaged to a woman. A woman. Okay? Oh, because you know that's what they say he likes.
And now Dwight's ex Royce Reed also entered the chat, alleging that Dwight used to throw these wild, Diddy-like FO parties right in front of their young son. Royce is now clowning Dwight's new fiancée, and fans are saying Dwight's engagement is probably a business arrangement between Dwight and the woman so he can get back in the NBA locker room scene. So is this engagement nothing but a cover-up? What did Royce reveal about Dwight's rumored DL lifestyle? Let's get into it.
We ended up going to court, and I had a video of Braylon covering his face because he was saying how people were blowing smoke in his face, how Daddy's friends look like zombies at the bottom of the stairs. Daddy acts weird.
So Dwight Howard just dropped a bombshell by announcing his engagement to a woman named Amy Luciani, a rapper and reality TV star. On December 20th, Amy announced the engagement by sharing a series of photos and videos with Dwight on her Instagram, and she wrote in the caption, "I was enjoying you so much out of the public eye, but here we are. Thank you for bringing me back to the word. Anything I say or fuss about, first thing you say is, 'Did you pray about it?' Then I realized I hadn't been praying much lately at all. I'm just thankful, happy, and ready for everything that's coming our way. I prayed real deep on a Thursday, not knowing 2 days later God would send me a Bible-toting, tattooed giant with the same heart and smile as me. Thank you." As for Dwight, he didn't comment on the engagement and he only shared 2 photos with Amy, captioned with a red heart. But fans were totally caught off guard when they found out Dwight was engaged because nobody even knew he was dating anyone, let alone a woman. For years, rumors have been swirling about Dwight being on the down low, especially after a man hit him with a lawsuit claiming Dwight tried to pressure him into a wild encounter with another trans person. But just when we thought the drama couldn't get any messier, Dwight's ex Royce Reed jumped in, claiming that she saw Dwight getting down in a freaky situation right in front of his young son. Now, to give you some background, back in 2021, a man named Stephen Harper slapped Dwight with a lawsuit, accusing him of SA and saying he tried to pressure him into a threesome with another man dressed as a woman named Kitty. According to court papers obtained by Radar Online, Dwight slid into Stephen's DMs in May 2021, and they started trading some flirty messages. In the lawsuit, Stephen claims Dwight was all about that freaky life, and even asked him to send some explicit photos. As for Dwight, in his initial response to the lawsuit, he admitted that he exchanged texts with Stephen between May 2021 to July 2021, several of which included explicit content such as photographs and videos. And what happened next is that on July 19th, 2021, Dwight invited Stephen over to his crib, and Stephen backed it up with text messages and an Uber receipt to show he really made that trip. Now, in response to Stephen's claims, Dwight admitted they ended up in his bedroom, stripped down, and shared some consensual kisses. But then things got wild, and Stephen claimed another man rolled into the room out of nowhere. This guy, who went by Kitty and was dressed as a woman, allegedly threw a curveball when Dwight suggested they have a threesome with him. First, Stephen wasn't down for that, and he thought he was just there to hook up with Dwight. As things heated up, Stephen claims he watched Kitty start performing on Dwight, but he wasn't trying to get involved. Then out of nowhere, Dwight allegedly started touching him in ways that made him feel really uncomfortable. Stephen claims that he asked Dwight to stop, but Dwight allegedly said, "I'm going to do whatever and you're gonna like it." Stephen's lawsuit describes how Dwight stood up, towering over Stephen, grabbed him by the thighs, forcibly removed his underwear, held him down, and performed a non-consensual act on him. The lawsuit reads, "Mr. Harper was in fear of imminent bodily harm when he was pinned down and forced to remain in place while defendant continued to SA him." Stephen claimed that Dwight then pressured him to perform the same act on him, and when Stephen tried to call an Uber, Dwight wouldn't let him. Instead, he allegedly had Kitty take Stephen home. Stephen's lawsuit accused Dwight of SA, battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and false imprisonment. However, Dwight denied that Stephen was surprised by Kitty, and he claimed in court documents that plaintiff was aware Kitty would also be arriving at the home prior to plaintiff even arriving at defendant's home. Dwight admitted that Kitty was a man dressed as a woman, and he acknowledged that he, Stephen, and Kitty got into some intimate activities together. However, he insisted that it was all consensual. Dwight denied any accusations of SA against Stephen, and he asked for the whole lawsuit to be thrown out. But that's not all. What's even wilder is that, according to the documents obtained by Radar Online, while all this mess was going down in Dwight's bedroom, at least one of his 5 kids was sleeping somewhere else in the house. As for Dwight, he didn't comment on these allegations of inviting men over to his house to hook up while his kids were there. However, he clapped back at fans for speculating about his orientation and called them nosy and weird.
I'm not worried about who people spend their time with. Whatever I'm doing in my bedroom is my damn business. Whatever you doing in your bedroom is your damn business. That ain't for everybody. Y'all too damn nosy, worried about what I'm doing in my bed. Hell, the people who know what's going on in my bed, they know what the hell going on with my bed and what the hell I do in it. That ain't for everybody on the internet. That ain't for no blogs. That ain't for no websites. I don't gotta tell nobody where I put my wood at, since y'all wanna get to it. That ain't nobody business where I put my shit at. Y'all just weird. If you wanna know what people doing in their bedroom and who they messing with or sleeping with, you are weird. You're the weird one. Oh shoot, y'all heard about that? Dwight, they said Dwight was in a text messaging a guy. Nigga, who cares? Who cares who I was text messaging? You just mad because I want text messaging. Yo, ugly ass.
Now Dwight's got a point about people being way too nosy about what goes down in others' bedrooms. If it's all consensual between adults, it shouldn't be anyone else's business. However, some industry figures started weighing in on these allegations, including Mace, who hinted that Dwight might be trying to play mind games with the public by saying it's nobody's business what he does behind closed doors.
Those are the lies that are going on in society. We tell people it don't matter, but behind your back, it matters. Yeah. And that's what we got to first start by saying. Like, you hear stats saying this, because what people do in their bedroom, that's between them. Not necessarily true, but I understand. You get what I'm saying? Because you telling them it don't matter, but then it does matter. And anybody watching this knows it does matter. Even to people that participate, it matters. Because people will say, oh, it don't matter. And when they find out, they're outing them, so it matters. You know, and when it comes down to making money off the story, it matters. When it comes down to who dating you is going to matter. When it comes down to it, look at Cam. But it's good to camera on Cam. When it comes down to if you're going to be in the locker room with them, it matters. Because there's about 30 teams that did not sign Dwight Howard because it matters. So let's dispel that. That's the first thing we got to dispel. The second thing is that it's consensual. It's never consensual if you surprise somebody. And I don't be meaning to laugh. Sometimes I make myself laugh, but it's not funny. But it is funny. Stupid, man. Yo, he said it's consensual. So just think, you're somewhere, you're with somebody, and somebody walks out of the side door with a leprechaun outfit on. It's not longer consensual.
Yo.
It's not consensual. It's not consensual. Y'all want me to keep going? Cause this makes sense. It makes sense, but people be lying, and folks can't get help if y'all lie. So that's not consensual.
Now fast forward to August 2024, and Doubt managed to get that lawsuit from Steven dismissed with prejudice. However, the story took a disturbing turn after one of Dwight's baby mamas, Royce Reed, claimed he was hosting some crazy Diddy-style freak-off parties while his young son Braylon was in the house. Royce spilled the tea on Vlad TV, saying that during the COVID lockdown, when most of us were stuck at home and couldn't even visit family, Dwight was throwing down wild parties with every pronoun in attendance.
There were a lot of parties. And we're supposed to be on quarantine. So that was an issue in itself, because who are these people? Why are they here? You know, had they been tested? You're saying the world is ending, but yet you're inviting the world over. And it was all types of people. Every pronoun was there.
Royce was staying at the guest house at the time, and she recalled how one time she woke up from a nap to find the main house full of people doing all kinds of nasty things.
I felt like I was in an episode of something, because it's people throwing up over the balcony. Like, you got others cursing each other out, calling each other this, and then I'm sitting here, first thing after seeing this is, where's my child?
Royce said she freaked out when she spotted a table that looked like it had some substance paraphernalia and peanut butter on it. She quickly asked Dwight where his son was, but he just brushed it off like he didn't care at all.
So I walk in the house. I see him even before I walk in the house. What's wrong? Where's Braylon? I don't know, he's somewhere. Seriously? So I walk in the house, and that's when I see all the paraphernalia on the table, some with peanut butter. And I lose it. And then there's a girl who just peed in a seat. And then like, I don't even know if Kitty was there. I might have met Kitty. I don't know. I met a lot while I was there.
Royce finally tracked down her son Braylon, who told her he went downstairs to grab a snack and asked why his dad was being so mean. And get this, Royce claims that one of the guys partying with Dwight was controversial polygamist influencer Kevin Wesley.
I was like, you okay? He was like, yeah. And I'm like, what's wrong? Nothing. And I'm like, what's wrong? Nothing. And I had to keep asking him. And then he finally told me that he went downstairs to get something to eat. He wanted a snack. And I remember grabbing him and being like, did you take anything off that table? And he swore no. But I asked him so many times because I needed it to be reiterated like so many times to me. And he just swore no. And then he asked what it was. And then he was like, he wanted some peanut butter. And then he asked why his dad was being so mean.
But things just kept getting crazier from there. Royce said everyone at the party seemed totally unhinged, and one of Dwight's boys even threatened to shoot up the whole house. And that's when she knew it was time to grab her son and bounce.
And then his friend at that moment, Callie, I remember him like going off on him. And then I even remember the next day him threatening to shoot up the entire house because of some gay I didn't know what that gay was. And I'm like, I gotta get out of here because this is child endangerment.
So according to Royce, Dwight tried to threaten her and stop her from leaving, but she knew she had to get out of there and protect her son.
I told him I was leaving later on that evening, and it turned into this big, huge argument. And he was threatening me. His face had gotten like, I could tell he was on something, but I knew I needed to leave. And you know, one of his, the guys that used to work for him, I think he was his trainer. He was actually there. He was a third party. And he watched it. And he was even trying to get him to calm down. But that's when I knew I had to pack my and we got to get out of this house because it's getting really dangerous and reckless. And we left, 3:30 that morning.
And as if that wasn't enough, reports later came out saying Braylon was involved in some inappropriate behavior with another boy, which led to Royce getting hit with child neglect charges. In March 2022, the Shade Room got hold of court documents revealing that Braylon had a history of such conduct, including an incident where he allegedly forced the son of Royce's boyfriend to do something while they were at her place. The docs also mentioned that when investigators talked to Braylon, he said anger triggers him into acting out. Braylon was eventually forbidden by authorities to have any contact with those 2 or more years younger than him. And according to the court report, the son of Royce's boyfriend falls in that category. Now, as for Royce, she addressed this incident in her new interview with Vlad and said she actually found out something was happening 2 years prior, and she was the one who contacted a therapist who then reported it to the authorities.
There was a situation where you were arrested and charged with child neglect.
Mm-hmm.
So what exactly happened?
So I actually found out some information that had happened about 2 years prior, and I called the therapist and I reported it. Because therapists are mandated reporters, it turned into me getting charged with child neglect. But I am the one who made the phone call. I am the one who essentially said what happened.
But it gets worse. According to Royce, she's been reporting inappropriate things since Braylon was super young. However, a judge, who some sources speculated was on Dwight's payroll, threatened he'd take Braylon away from her if she kept talking about this stuff.
I've reported several situations. I've been reporting that inappropriate things are happening with my son since Braylon was a baby. And I noticed it very quickly. As a mom, I'm very involved. I notice everything. And it started with him sitting in my doorway hitting himself. And then he started touching himself funny. We ended up going to court. And I had a video of Braylon covering his face because he was saying how people were blowing smoke in his face, how Daddy's friends look like zombies at the bottom of the stairs. Daddy acts weird. And like I said, I went to court and I was threatened by Judge Shea if I ever made any type of accusation like that again, that he would take Braylon from me and I would lose custody. My mom was in court with me that day. I got up, I cursed that judge out. I cussed out Mayanne Downs, which was his attorney. And I walked out that courtroom. He said he was going to hold me in contempt.
Of course, fans started speculating that Braylon's behavior was a direct result of growing up under Dwight's roof and possibly witnessing some wild stuff with Dwight's party guests. And now on top of all this, multiple videos have resurfaced showing Dwight getting handsy with his teammates, which has fans saying this kind of behavior was normalized, and that's probably why other players kept quiet about it. One clip from when Dwight was with the Houston Rockets even shows him grabbing his teammate Isaiah Canaan's crotch. Meanwhile, wild rumors started swirling that Dwight and Diddy used to freak off together, with some sources saying that Diddy got interested in Dwight after he organized the Diddy's Valentine's Day All-Star Tip-Off back in 2014. Back then, singer TQ shared a photo promoting this event, and for some reason, he only tagged Dwight and Diddy in the post, saying, "Diddy and Dwight Howard tonight, Diddy's Valentine's Day All-Star Tip-Off." So as you can imagine, with all the drama about Dwight's past, this recent news about his surprise engagement to a woman has left a lot of folks raising their eyebrows and side-eyeing the situation. A lot of people are wondering if Dude's fiancée Amy is completely oblivious to the rumors surrounding Dwight's orientation, or if she's just playing the role of his beard to keep up appearances. So what's your take on Dwight's engagement? Is Amy in the dark about all the rumors, or is there more to their relationship than meets the eye? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't miss out on this next story.
Honey, this is sad. This is sad. Comment. I want to know your thoughts about this. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot. And I'll see you guys on another video.